Good YouTube. Quinn Wade coming to out with that instant basketball analysis on the Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're going to talk about how the Indiana Pacers beat the New York Knicks 134. The Knicks go to 34 and 20 and 21 and 7 at home. The Pacers go to 14 and 40 and 4 and 22 on the road, showing you how bad their record has been. But it didn't matter in this one because they ended up winning. They won. They lost the first quarter 33-32. They lost the second quarter 36-31. Then the Pacers won the third quarter 31-24, but they lost the overtime period 31-30 to the Knicks. And then the fourth quarter 31-30. And then the fourth quarter, the overtime period, the Pacers ended up winning 13-10 to win 137 to 134. Pascal stepped up throughout the game and had a rough shoot night, but he kept coming at the Knicks like it didn't matter. And that's important sometimes. And everybody in the starting lineup scored in double figures, had a rebound or more, assist or more. And that's something that you want to see against a team like the Knicks, especially if you're the Pacers. But 37 minutes for Pascal, 30 points, game high for the Indiana Pacers, 11-26 from the field, 3 of 10 from three. He went 5 of 10 from the free throw line, gave the Knicks several chances to be able to take the lead or be able to win the game, even in the fourth, even in OT. That was when Pascal really wasn't delivering, but I guess it didn't matter since they still won. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals. The 3 steals ended up being the most on the team tonight. No personal fouls, a -7. And plus minus Micah Potter, 29 minutes, 10 points, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, and was a +2 and plus minus. Didn't really have too much of a problem with his game. I was surprised that he started, but he ended up scoring in double figures and had a little bit of an impact on the game in other areas, so you can't be too mad about it. Andrew Nembhard, he played 37 minutes. He had 24 points. The mid-range game was really working out for him, especially over smaller defenders. And he also went 4 of 8 from 3, knocking down the open ones when they give him room and space. He also went 2 of 2 from the free throw line and had 10 assists. He's getting real good at finding his teammates and getting his own. And that's what he had to do with Tyrese being out, especially with Benedict not being on the team no more. And you've seen that he's able to do it. 4 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, a 0 and plus minus. Aaron Nesmith, 37 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds. That ended up being the most on the team. 2 turnovers, 2 blocks for him. That ended up being the most on the team. Also, 2 offensive rebounds. He almost fouled out with 5 personal fouls, and he still had finished as a 0 and plus minus. But he hit the shots from the perimeter, and then he was able to get some shots close to the basket to go down too. And Quentin Jackson, he mainly went 4 of 6 from 3, but he kept attacking the paint too and finished 5 of 6 from the free throw line and 5 of 7 from the field for 19 points in 28 minutes. He also had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal in the block, 2 offensive rebounds, 1 personal foul, and a 0 and plus minus. Jay Huff got some finishes at the rim, but he also made a 3. 1 of 6 from 3, 4 of 9 from the field, 10 points, 1 of 1 shooting from the free throw line in 24 minutes. The 24 minutes ended up being the most off the bench. He also had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers, 1 steal, and a block. The block ended up being the most off the bench. He also had 4 personal fouls. It was a +4 and plus minus. And then TJ McConnell, he ended up playing 16 minutes. He had 13 points. He went 6 of 9 from the field, and that was good from him. He also went 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He had the mid-range jumper going in this one. That's one of his go-to moves, and it was working in this one a lot. He also had 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, and a +3 and plus minus. And then Kobe Brown played 19 minutes. He scored 8 points. He went 3 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had the most rebounds off the bench with 6, besides Ben Shepherd, who had 7. That's really good from both of them. He also had one assist, one turnover, one steal, two offensive rebounds, three personal fouls, was a plus 13, then plus minus, which ended up being the highest in the game. And then Ben Shepherd, like I said before, had seven rebounds, which was the most off the bench, but he also had 10 point, 10 points, and he was 4 or 5 shooting from the field, 2 or 3 from the 3 point line. You know, if you leave if you leave him open, he can hurt you real bad. And for some reason, the Knicks kept doing that, and he wasn't complaining about that. 2 assists, no turnovers, no personal fouls. It was a plus two and plus minus. Cam Jones played 21 minutes. He had 2 points, which was the lowest amount off the bench. But at least he scored, and he went 1 or 2 from the field. And the only miss he had was a 3 pointer. And he only attempted one. He also had 1 rebound, 1 assist, no turnovers. 3 personal fouls and was a minus two and plus minus. And then the New York Knicks, Towns, ended up fouling out in this one, which sucked. He did make some big shots for them in this game. 32 minutes for him, 22 points. He was 8 of 17 from the field, 1 of 6 from three, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 14 rebounds, so a double double, 3 assists, 5 turnovers, 3 offensive rebounds. So he still had 11 that was defensive. And he also finished as a plus six and plus minus. I mean, he can score the basketball. He's a tough cover for any big in the league or anybody in the league. He has all the tools, but his mind sometimes gets the best of him. Even as a person that plays basketball, he just does a lot of childish, immature, or ticky tack things that he know can hunt him or punish him or hurt him with the teammates because they don't look at why did he foul again, what is he doing again, what happened again, and then you're gonna hear him disagreeing, but you know he did his part in it too, and that's why they calling it. And it just can be frustrating sometimes if you're his teammate because you know you need him, you know how good he is, you know how valuable he is to the team. But you know he keeps letting the mental and the silliness get to him, and he was a reason why they lost his game. Even though the Knicks ended up going down 9-0 at one point, and it made it easier for the Pacers to close out the game, especially without Towns. You got to give credit to the Knicks for still trying to make a run to be able to win it. Even though they fell short, you still have to do that. Josh Hart made a nice three when it mattered. 41 minutes for him, 15 points. He went 5 of 8 from the field, 2 or 3 from the 3 point line, 3 or 4 from the free throw line. Kept finding himself open, kept doing everything he could to help the team out. Finished with a triple double, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and 15 points. He also had 2 steals in the block. 3 personal fouls and was a plus 11 and plus minus. He's really good at dictating the pace, dictating how the offense can function, what can happen for him. And he just a great decision maker when he does, you know, be out there. And, you know, he's going to play hard too and compete on both ends of the court. I would say Mikal Bridges, 43 minutes, 22 points, 9 of 15 from the field, 2 of 6 from three, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 offensive rebound, 5 personal fouls. He almost fouled out of this one. It was also a -5 and plus minus, but he kept hitting that mid range jumper. You know, his 3 point shot was all right, but that mid range jump shot was money, and he kept relying on it, and it kept, you know, helping them stay in the game or helping them battle for the lead. And then he was also decent defensively. Landry Shamet got to start 38 minutes, 17 points, 6 of 14 from the field, 4 of 11 from three, 1 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and a +1 and plus minus. The open shots was there for him. He was able to get a lot of them, and he was able to knock down enough of them to where you're not mad or frustrated with him. And he did miss a crucial free throw though. But it happens, you know, he didn't step up sometimes, but he has did it in other games. So he was due for one. Jalen Brunson was just really good scoring the basketball like he usually is. He had a big 4-0 that was game high. 15 to 31 from the field, 4 of 14 from three, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. He was hitting them with all different type of moves throughout the entire game. And his mid range was good. He made some timely threes, but if he would have made more threes, they wouldn't even been in that situation. But other than that, the mid range, the floater game was just very, very good from Jalen Brunson. And if he wasn't doing that, he was dishing out the basketball to find his teammates for good looks throughout the game, even if he had to push it a little bit or attack the paint a little bit to be able to get the attention, to be able to find somebody that's open. 5 boards, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and a +3 and plus minus. Muhammad played 18 minutes, had 3 points. He went 1 of 2 from the field. It was all threes that he ended up taking. So you're not that mad because he made one of them. He also had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, 4 personal fouls. It was a -17 and plus minus. Ariel played 21 minutes, had 7 points, went 3 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and was a -7 and plus minus. Just had good looks all game. He just worked to get open, and he was able to finish after that. Had the most points off the bench, the most minutes off the bench for 21, and with that 7 points. And then Jordan Clarkson, 13 minutes. He had 4 points. He went 2 of 4 from the field. He missed his only three. 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, and a -4 and plus minus for him. Jose Alvarado, 18 minutes, 4 points, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3 point line, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 5 assists. 5 assists ended up being the most off the bench. 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, and a -6 and plus minus for Alvarado. Didn't have the greatest night in this one when it came to scoring, but he did do a good job of speeding up the game and finding his teammates, and that made it a decent game for him. And Tyler Kolek, he didn't play a minute, so he couldn't do much out there for that reason. But he finished as a +3 and plus minus. Comparisons between both teams: 100 shots taken by the Knicks, they shot 50%. 97 taken by the Pacers, they shot 52. 46 3-pointers taken by the Knicks, they made 30%. 45 taken by the Pacers, they just made it at 40%. And then 27 free throws taken by the Knicks, 74%. 26 taken by the Pacers, they shot 73%. 46 rebounds for the Knicks, 43 for the Pacers, 33 assists for the Knicks, 30 for the Pacers, 12 turnovers for the Knicks, 11 for the Pacers, 4 steals for the Knicks, 6 for the Pacers. Both teams had 4 blocks, 8 offensive rebounds for the Knicks, 6 for the Pacers, 38 defensive rebounds for the Knicks, 37 for the Pacers, 30 personal fouls for the Knicks, 23 for the Pacers. But it was only 1 free throw different taken by the Knicks, even though they did foul the Pacers more. They shot more free throws and they shot a better percentage. Then it can be that way. It's a lot of things happened. A lot of things came up in this game, but the Knicks found a way to lose it. They had so many chances to close it out. The Pacers did too. Missed shots, turnovers, free throws, misses. You just didn't know who really wanted to win this one. Sometimes you would think that was the case. Like, y'all blowing this opportunity time and time again to close out the game. And, even the Pacers, they looked like they was going to run away with it in overtime. And they almost had a chance to blow the game. But it just show you how, you have to do your part, and you have to be real serious and real locked in and real focused to be able to give your best and do your best as much as you can. Because if you don't do that, you do put yourself in a situation when you can lose and you can fail. And both teams was able to do that, but somebody had to win the game, and it ended up being the Pacers. They're not really going nowhere. They're not going to really be doing much, but they can just play party pooper. And the Knicks really wanted this one. They really needed this one because they're going against the Celtics for that number 2 spot in the Eastern Conference. Since Detroit seemed like they're going to be good, probably enough if they don't have no major injuries to be number 1 by the end of the season, as based off how they've been playing this entire year. So the Knicks, they wanted this one. They needed this one. They let it slide. They let it slip away. But the Celtics are happy. They've been winning more. And they've been losing a little bit too. But they just got to stay a little bit ahead to lock out the Knicks to be able to be number 2. And, the Knicks, they have had this going on and happening the entire season. And this is another game where they played around a little bit. They could have won, but they ended up getting a loss instead. 1, 2, 3. And it's been happening every single game throughout the season for the Knicks. You just don't know what team gonna show up. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell to get the analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see you later with more analysis later today, hopefully.